Hey y'all come on in here. Yeah. How y'all doing? Good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Yeah, it's Friday, y'all. We just hanging out. Y'all come on in here and hit the like button. Let's get some music going. Shout out to all of you all. What's happening? Good child. How y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on, Saint? One shot gaming, Flossie. How y'all doing? We got our fingers, baby. Oh Lord. God. Oh, how you doing? How you doing? Shout out to my boss. How y'all doing? What's going on with you, Mary? Y'all. So earlier, Rimrum, shout out to Rimrum, went live and he told me that I had never seen any live stream videos on Rimrum's channel where Manny collabed with them. And I said, hey, you send me the link to the videos and let me check it out because I hadn't seen them. And he told me about Blacklight TV that Manny also went over to Blacklight TV's YouTube channel. And I guess they had started some segment together. I had not seen these segments. So I started watching one. Let me just show it here. And this is the last one that last live stream that Blacklight TV did. And it's been over a month. And they called it Blowing Smoke with Murph and Manny, where they start talking about MALware and this check and Lenon Honor. I found this conversation to be rather intriguing. Now, if you look at the title, you'll think or assume that I'm saying that they're accusing Lenon Honor of check fraud. But we have to call a spade and understand exactly what MALware has said that can infer check fraud or even forgery by stating that she cashed something into a bank knowing that it was not a real check. Now, what I'm confused about is how is it that Lenon Honor broke a law by reporting on this, posting it up while she was there on his channel when he's the one that he's not the one that actually deposited the damn thing, nor did he ever claim or admit to doing something like that. I mean, the only fallacy was not vetting it to make sure that it was real and authentic. But he didn't intentionally or purposefully or willfully report on a fraudulent check to perpetuate a further scheme or fraud. So the question comes down to what did he do that was illegal? I don't care what he claimed to be. If you're going to look at this objectively, you got to think about, okay, what law did he break by reporting the information? Especially while she was there on the channel with him. She's the one that stated that she cashed it or deposited into a bank. But we're going to check this out because I want to see it. I got 5 minutes in and I was like, what the heck is going on? Oh, and y'all know me. I'm going to pull up information about check forgery and fraud and all of that. Because I'm just curious to know. I understand that Lenon only got a lot of heat. People who didn't like him were ready to just kind of throw heat his way either way. And some of us, including myself, even had to apologize to our platform for not getting, court documents and documentation to report on anything going on with what MALware told us or what she put out there. We should have vetted it. But here's the thing. Journalism doesn't work the way Manny is concluding it in his mind here on this live stream. Because there's a difference in I'm reporting information and I have the source here on my channel with me and they give me something to present. Me not checking it is just me not vetting. You saying you're depositing this into an actual bank, that can raise some questions with a fraud department. Two totally different things. And there are laws in place where you can read on where the differences can be outlined. So we're gonna check this out. Y'all ready? this is Black Light TV, and man, I think they did a segment, and then the subject of this malware check thing comes up. Everybody has the right to their opinion, but having said that, we're gonna give some commentary throughout and ask some legitimate questions, and then yes, I am gonna pull up information on check fraud and forgery and all of that, because I'm trying to see why Lenon Honor is being castrated so bad, as if he broke the law. Because, truth be told, none of us are attorneys. I'm not. Manny isn't. I don't know about Murphy. So unless we can give a clear violation of law here, Lenon Honor didn't do anything illegal, nor did he admit to doing anything that could be questionable, legally speaking. When you're talking about depositing a check into a bank somewhere, and that bank is a real bank here on earth. Oh my God. Family Dollar Tree Bank, where you can bring in mailers and get $68,000. So stupid. I had to just, y'all, this is so funny. All right, y'all. Everybody speak to everybody. We're going to get to it. Y'all ready? I just had to lay the foundation. Queendom, what's going on? How you doing, Mindy? Ralph Mars, we at it again, Mindy girl. Ralph Mars said, what's up? Hello, everyone. I was there when Manny demanded Jada B get kicked out of Rims live, and I haven't seen that live. He said he was going to email me the link. So when he sends it to me, we'll check it out. I mean, you can't say there's a privacy complaint and cease and desist when you voluntarily got on someone's platform, showed your face, got on camera, and participated in a panel on their platform. That's not your content. You don't own it. That's not how copyright works. Can't make this shit up. What's going on, Jay the Informant? How you doing? We need a YouTube channel link drop for Jay the Informant. You guys gonna make sure you go check him out and show him some love. What was the law? Lord, I laugh my ass off. Oh, you all will see. We'll get into that. That's what she said. Who's grandma and the lazy boy? What do you mean? I don't want a child. I mean, hey, people. We do jokes over here. No one dictates my platform or my free speech. Can't make this up. What's going on, Tavares? Good long shark day to you too. Elevate me. Oh man, y'all, this is gonna get good. I want to see this. So it is what it is. What's going on, Kale? How you doing? And anybody else I'm missing? Jay Williams, Laurie, how you doing, honey? Miss Independent. Shout out to all of you all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hit the damn like button, because we're not playing with it. Hit that like button. I always say this. People don't have to like my commentary, but to sit here and hold me to some standard where no laws have been broken is absurd. And it's the same for Lenon Honor. People, you got his people who didn't like him so ready to just pounce on stuff like this, making it seem like he broke the law. He didn't. He reported information. He didn't vet. He admitted to that. He apologized for it. That's it. But he didn't violate any laws. He didn't admit to cashing or depositing, some mail or fraudulent check. And yet people are holding him to this standard as if he did. And that's absolutely ridiculous. But, like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I have mine. Let's get to it. Y'all hit the floor where you can see in here. Let's go.
Lenon Honor posted the check that she put up there. Now, Lenon Honor is a cybersecurity specialist, and he should know better than to post up Marianne Lorient's fake ass check. He should have checked. He should have double checked. He should have checked the check. Right? Cool. Marianne Lorient, what the hell is it? In my opinion, of course, Lenon Honor was supposed to check that damn check. He was supposed to check who she was from the get-go. But just because
let me
I gave you a platform to make a fool of your goddamn self, does not mean that I made you.
Okay.
Now, even though I could be Dr. Phil, expert at mental psychology. If you end up there dressed like Dr. Phil when I get on stage, all I can do is kick you off the fucking show.
Okay.
Right? And say, I'm sorry, people. Oh, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do it. Whatever. Now, Manny, go ahead.
All right.
Oh,
Red Room.
What's up, Rim Rim? All right. Okay. My turn.
Mhm.
Let me show you what I'm going to put up. First, I'm going to say like this because it works like this. All right. The first thing I want to put up is this. We're going to do that. But we're going to.
Videos? Oh, well, let me get one loaded up too.
Not video. Just this piece of paper right here. I'm going to put up.
It ain't pulling up.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's not.
It's not? Okay. Let me stop the screen. All right. Then do it again. Share screen. Put it here.
Never too much money.
There you got it. You got it now?
Yes.
All right. Before I do that, though, drop that back down.
Mm-hmm.
Drop that back down for 1 second. All right. We're going to start with Marianne, but it don't stop with Marianne.
All right.
Okay. Marianne is of a certain of age in my age bracket. Okay. She's a business owner. And from the looks of it,
she still didn't read the disclaimer at the bottom of a mailer. But she took time to cut out white pieces of paper. See, when you talk about these things, you have to also keep in mind intent. She took time to cut out white pieces of paper to put on a mailer to so-called redact something, most of which didn't need to be redacted, like the date or the memo line. That didn't need to be redacted. And let's not forget, there was no name of a bank on that mailer at all. She is the one that gave it to him to report on. And she is the one that said that she deposited that thing into a bank somewhere or gave it to attorneys, offices of the court. And they gave her a real check in exchange for it. She said a lot of things with it. See, when you lie intentionally and then double down on anything that is fraudulent or forged that you're claiming or alleging went to a bank, your actions should be questioned and investigated. And it goes to the intent. What was your motive in this? Because that's one of the precursors, the parameters you have to meet. You have to, it's like an obligation to fulfill in order for anyone to be charged with fraud. There has to be intent to defraud. He just reported the information. She went out of her way to allege that she deposited, cashed it, and it cleared in a bank. Whether you close the account or not is irrelevant. What was your motive in even sharing that information with anyone? Because theoretically, Lenon could be any of us. Report on it, didn't vet it, and now it's as if he's held to some standard on the same level with her. No, he's not. Absolutely not. No judge in a court of law would even agree with it. Because her actions shows that she intentionally made these statements, went to a police station, talking about headquarters. She's the one that purported this activity. She went beyond just saying she did this. She actually went out and tried to prove that she did these things, as opposed to her just saying, I didn't get a check. She turned around and posted another check that was not even cashed or cleared or tendered with any bank, trying to purport it as being the legitimate check. Lenon didn't have nothing to do with that. She did that on her own. So, in the world of journalism, Even if you report information you have to correct or amend or edit your, whether you're writing an article or you're reporting news or anything. The fact that he did that and offered the apology and a retraction, at the very least, would show that he did not intentionally try to perpetuate this scheme. Because you're deceiving people and you're allegedly talking about defrauding a bank. MALware did that on her own. So let's get back to this. I want y'all to keep that in mind. And we're going to pull up information on check fraud and forgery in a minute.
She's a staff nurse. That position alone ain't nothing to be played with. Okay. Now, you also have a lawyer on standby.
Hey, Rosetta.
Through eagerness and through,
thank you, Rosetta,
a lack of zeal
for the membership. Thank you for the 1&9 super.
No thinking, just boom, ball ahead. No plan, just boom, forward ahead. Now you getting rimmed up, chopped up, cut up, and everything else. Okay, you got to keep in mind that Marianne, just like everybody else that interact with this dude, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, because it's funny how that happened, where you're flocking right with her. Thank you so much for the membership, Miss Independent, Rosetta. Thank you all so much for being members here in the LLC. Thank you so much for your support. Shout out to Miss Independent for the 199 super. Mal intentionally acted with pre-planned malice. Exactly. You don't accidentally cut out white pieces of paper to cover up this so-called mailer to try to pass off as a check to deceive the public with this. If you did not have the intention of doing that, you knew what you were doing in the moment you were trying to set this mailer up to appear as if it were a check. All he did was report the information. She was there in the video with him. So his so-called source, where this thing came from, was present online in the video while he was reporting it. He did a retraction, gave an apology, but he didn't break the law. Now, her actions can definitely be questioned and would raise a lot of eyebrows. Funny how she's not taking the Oompa Loompa to court over this so-called mailer either. So even with the aftermath, she's done nothing to give the average reasonable person the idea or impression that she did not intentionally do those things or say what she said. Because if she truly felt she was scammed by the Oompa Loompa with this mailer, why didn't she file a lawsuit against him again? What? Why even bring up a third party into this, some fictitious woman? Why not go to the authorities last year? Her actions after the fact didn't even line up to someone who did not know that they were presenting a mailer as a check, some form of currency of some sort, and then stating that they took this to a bank and a bank cashed the damn thing. One of her lies anyway. All Lenon did was report it. He is not going to be held liable for it, especially when he did a retraction and provided an apology. And with the level of protection that you have as a journalist, under free speech expression, as a member of the press, even if you report, this is based on case law, if you report the information, you're doing it for the intent and purposes of reporting. Even if there is information missing or you didn't vet something, if you don't have the intent to just lie to somebody, you're simply reporting what you have given to you by the source that's there with you. And I can actually look that up and pull it up for you all. You can't be legally liable, especially when you did not show a reckless disregard for the truth. You didn't act with malice. You corrected the error when you found out that there was an error with the reporting, the error with the documentation. You retracted it and you offered an apology. It would have been different if he acted with reckless disregard of the truth, but he didn't. So there's a lot more cushion you're given when you at least in good faith reporting the information. And if there is anything wrong, especially dealing with the facts, meaning the paper itself, the mailer, we were able to see that and see that it was a disclaimer, phone number at the bottom. It came from Legacy Home Buyers. We were able to verify that. Lenon and another content creator, they were able to actually call real time, or I think the other content creator called real time, recorded himself doing it, verified it came from Legacy Home Buyers. He did his due diligence in retracting the information, correcting it, and rendered an apology for it. That would have a lot more sway in the court of law if you're talking about suing him for something, hypothetically, as opposed to what MALware did and her intentions behind it. It's not the same. Because she, unlike him, doubled down on this dumb lie and then tried to go to a police station as if that was going to do something. But did nothing to correct it at all. Her apology was ridiculous, if you can call it that. And she showed no remorse for it. No remorse for those who reported it. Had to go back to our platforms and offer retractions and apologies. Didn't care. And then tried to throw Lenon under the bus even more, as if he broke the law. If we had to take this scenario to the court of law, no judge would find him liable for that. It's already case law setting that precedence. We'll go over. This is why you don't mess with the queen of YouTube. Can't make this up. Oh, but yeah, we got copyright strikes.
I hate to say it, but that's what it is. You put yourself in the position that you're in. You didn't bet nobody. You took everybody's word for what it was, and that was the worst mistake you could ever do.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about that. Now, and this is why I say that. Pull that up.
I wish you set up.
Is it up yet, bro? All right. In cyber, this is what you will learn when you get a cybersecurity degree. Cybersecurity programs don't just teach you hacking. They train you to understand fraud, how fraud actually happens, so you can detect it, investigate it, and prevent it. Here are 3 types.
So he's sitting here acknowledging that there was some level of fraud. What he would have to prove is that Lenon intentionally perpetuated the fraud and was knowledgeable and aware of it at the time that he reported it. So you're saying that there was fraud, but you're trying to say that his job title would hold him liable? No, it wouldn't. If he is acting as a journalist or a member of the press, I don't care what he say he has his degree in, it would be irrelevant. How did he handle this information once he realized that this was not an actual real check? He's not the one that tried to go and deposit that thing into his bank account. Nor did he admit to such. Funny how that didn't happen. And yet, he's sitting here going over how to understand fraud and using terms like fraud. So, we're going to go with that. Because I told you all, this is why you don't mess with the queen of YouTube. He's saying there has to be some level of fraud that occurred in this. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you bringing this up first and not me.
Types of fraud typically studied in a cybersecurity degree. Financial and payment fraud.
Oh, we going
what
there.
You learn? How attackers steal banking and credentials, how card data is skimmed or cloned, how fraudulent transactions are hidden. Includes credit card fraud, debit card fraud, ATM skimming, wire transfer fraud, business email compromise. You'll study transaction periods, anomaly detection, and fraud analytics. Identity theft and identity fraud. What you learn is how social security numbers are stolen, synthetic identity fraud, mixing real plus the fake, account takeover attacks. This is big in government and banking and government cybersecurity roles. Phishing and social engineering fraud. One of the most common attack types includes phishing emails, spear phishing, in parentheses, target attacks, smishing, text message scams, vishing, phone scams, deep fake impersonations. Student analyzes. The students analyze psychological manipulation tactics, email header tracing, malware deliver methods, corporate and internal fraud. No, I'm sorry, methods. Number 4.
He would have to now. This is all under his so-called impression that Lenon Arnold took these classes, that he intentionally omitted or did not. He knew that this was somehow fraud and still reported it. Still reported on the information, knowing that it was fraudulent. Because he's going over fraud here. That's what he's doing. But you would have to prove that he was aware that this so-called mailer was being used in a fraud scheme, purported as a check that this woman, MALware, claimed that she cash deposited with a bank. And then turned around and said she gave it to 2 attorneys. And then they gave her a check that she has not shown. And then another check she's shown that was not cashed or tendered at all with any bank. No transaction details, no nothing. And heavily redacted. So all you saw was the name and an amount. But did Lenon Arnold go to a bank trying to cash this thing? No. Did he even state that he tried to cash it? No. As a matter of fact, he said he took it to a professional for them to review. Now, what if he were to get that person in a courtroom and testify? Now you have him doing his due diligence and correcting it. What would MALware be able to say as her defense again? Because she brought up some third fictitious woman. Who is that woman? She said another person deposited some cash, had some cash sent to her account with a bank, and that she cashed a fraudulent check, according to what Manny is saying. There's some fraud here. So obviously this check is being seen as fraudulent. Because otherwise, why go over any information dealing with fraud? But okay, so the check is fraudulent, goes to a bank, and she got $68,600, and then said that she took out $45,000, deposited that to her bank, all from a fraudulent check. How does Lenon Arnold play a role in that? Because you would have to prove that he intentionally and knowingly perpetuated this fraudulent scheme. Did he tell her to go to a bank and cash this thing? No. You would have to prove with evidence that his knowledge somehow holds him liable, and that he was aware that he was reporting on a fraudulent check. You would have to prove that. So why go through this again? Who knows? But that's what he's doing. He's trying to make it seem as if all this education he has, he knew that was a fraudulent check. That's irrelevant. It's a moot point, and it would not hold up in court. You can go through all the classes. You would think someone who wants to be a doctor could take and pass. It doesn't mean that they actually have the ability to go out and now practice medicine. I could take courses all day in human anatomy. Does that mean that I should be going out here to cut people open? Does it mean that if I did become a doctor that there's not going to be some error that I'm going to make? What does these classes have to do with the reporting of a fraudulent check that you're claiming he was intentionally and knowingly reporting on, and that he knew it was fraudulent before he reported on it? Because I don't see anyone doing that and then doing a retraction. And mind you all, this whole thing came up from MALware. The idea of a lawsuit, the settlement, all of this came from MALware. So she was the one that put this shit out here. She never once said, yeah, Lenon and I came up with this whole story together. Here's what he told me to say. None of that. And I haven't heard him say anything in any video beyond what she has said and reported what she said. He didn't add any fluff to it. He didn't create some fictitious woman on the side. None of that shit. This is coming from someone who doesn't understand how journalism works, the First Amendment, free speech, expression, none of that. No, you took these classes. Now you knew what you were doing. What the hell? This would not hold up in court.
Or corporate and internal fraud, also called insider threat fraud, includes employees stealing data, embezzlement, manipulating financial systems, intellectual property theft. Cybersecurity programs teach access control monitoring, log analysis, behavior anomaly detection. Number 5, government and public sector fraud. Here, this is relevant for federal careers. It includes procurement fraud, grant fraud, benefits fraud, cyber espionage, election interference tactics. Students learn forensic auditing. Correction, I apologize. Forensic auditing.
If anybody is lost, he's still answering the question: was Marianne, Lorient, and Lenon wrong?
Okay, hold on. I'm not done. Correct?
I know.
Intelligent gathering and evidence and documentation. I'm saying, what am I getting at, y'all? What am I getting at? There was no reason for a person to have a check for 48 hours and not verify it.
Now,
if you got a degree in cybersecurity,
you understand that vetting verification process would more than likely have to involve him taking it to someone who is in banking, because he is not a bank. Isn't that what he said he did? Didn't Lenon say that he took it to a bank for someone at a bank to review? Correct me if I'm wrong. Hit the 4 if he took it to a bank. Isn't that what he said? Because I'm like, I know this. He's acting like Lenon had the check in his hand. This is sad. Exactly. Never once held it. He doesn't understand how reporting works either. Lenon retracted the information once he found out that it was false, rendered an apology. He did go and vet and verify it with someone that worked at a bank. Yeah, I think so. I think he said he took it to a bank and someone looked at it at a bank. He had an image of it because he never had the actual mailer in his possession. More than what MALware did. Why she didn't do that again? I recall him saying that. So he's not a bank. I don't expect anyone to think that I'm a check specialist. I don't work in a bank. But I have a master's in business administration. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to just look at a check and actually be able to deposit, clear it, verify it, and all that. You have to take it to a bank to do that. I can recognize a phishing email, but am I going to recognize it every single time? Yeah, no, because it's called human error. What the fuck? So you can't have human error if you've taken all these classes. Never mind if you were reporting on the information, it came to you from another source, and then you give a retraction and correct it once you realize this was not correct information. No. That liability as a journalist, it now shifts to the person that told you the information. Because, see, she's the one that came up with this fraudulent scheme in the first place, since he's talking about fraud. MALware lied from the lawsuit theory on down to her going to a bank, meeting up with loan sharks, getting another check out of nowhere. She lied every step of the way, doubled down on it, and showed a complete and reckless disregard of the truth. And then alleged that, she took this thing to a bank and cashed it. He was not there at the bank, because every bank has video surveillance cameras. I mean, they could just, if they have to, they could just get footage or something to see who she was with when she went into this alleged bank. That's if she did that. But not one time did he ask the question, why would she need to lie about all of this? Why concoct this whole story? Because like My Chaos Bruce says, the epigenesis of this started with a lawsuit to which there were no court documents to prove or substantiate. Why would she need to lie about that to begin with is the question. One investigators would ask her if need be.
Now, let me go back while we at it. Here's where Marianne was wrong. And Lene. Y'all talk about like how y'all hate this person. But if you hate this person, wait, bro. And y'all say y'all hate this person, but you in the middle of the interrogation, which Lenon was wrong for that. He should have went with Marianne first and then put her on blast.
They do it. I guess I'm confused.
But you turn around, Marianne, and call this man.
Exactly.
You call Umar. Why? I thought you don't like him. Lene.
It's like saying bet $100,000. It's like saying something that you can't achieve to make the other person back down. If I say bet $100,000 right now, man, you ain't got $100,000 to bet me. It's just saying some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was doing.
The bottom line is, Bougie, let me answer that. You can still verify a check even if you ain't got the check.
Now, hold on.
What?
Because I've done it many a day when I used to sell steaks. I used to knock on people, you like steaks, don't you? And they would write me a check and I would verify that check right then and on the spot. And I don't have a cybersecurity degree. I was a door-to-door salesman.
Allow me to retort here. Now, with what y'all just said, y'all said that he's cybersecurity guy and he should have checked. Okay, but guess what? My argument is
they both are wrong. They're both are wrong.
I'm gonna get on both of them in two different ways too.
What?
I'm gonna start with Marianne and I'm gonna end with Lenon. Now, my argument is that should ain't shit.
Right. Oh no, he didn't see the disclaimer.
There are people who do all type of shit. It's Tom Brokaw could take his ass on the news and say anything about Trump because somebody said it and he could check it and this and that. To me, this is what I'm gonna say. Now, I got my little chat up too. Let me put my little chat up on the stage. And I asked my chat GBT this. I asked it. Hold up, yeah.
And like Bougie just said, they checked online. The online people did do it without having a copy of the check.
This is what I typed in here. I said, does a talk show host have any liability if someone shows a fake check on his show, even if he's a cybersecurity expert in his regular career?
Wait, Murph. I need to get in there for a minute. I need to get in there for a minute.
It's so rude.
Marianne did not. Let's keep it real now. Marianne did not show the check. Lenon Honor did.
You want me to pull the video up?
You can pull it. Did Marianne put a gun? If I tell you right now, Murph, if I put up something right now, and say put it up. If you don't want to put it up, it ain't nothing I can do about it.
Barbie, they don't want me to retort, Barbie. They don't want me to. Cut me
I'm
off.
just saying. I'm asking the question. One. Let's do it right. Let's keep it fair down the middle. Let's be right about it.
Cybersecurity. That's what he's talking about. Cybersecurity. His argument is you're a cybersecurity expert. You should have did your due diligence. That's not a crime he didn't.
Oh my!
It don't matter.
Dear Lord.
It's not a lie that he didn't. He said he didn't. That's cool. The part that Lenon Honor fucked up was he came out his mouth and said, "It's verified, y'all." You can get in trouble for that.
He did that. He said that. He said it's legit, y'all. He said you can go back to your channel. You can go back there. He was legit.
when his peanut head ass said,
yep,
it's verified. He closed it down, and the moment he said it's verified,
he took all authority and blame.
Let me cook now, Manny. Let me cook.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Now I watch a guy named it's a guy that's called Pocket Watching with JT. He's a financial expert. So when he said something about finance, he's held liable for that. The thing with Lenon fucked up is,
my God,
he has a channel since 2008.
Doesn't matter.
It's legit. Now, when you as a cybersecurity expert, now even if you're not in your capacity at the moment, if a police officer say it's against the law, even though he don't know the law all the time, if he says that, even if he's off duty, you have to assume that he's speaking in his officer capacity.
If he says he's a police officer and show you a badge, he's a police officer.
Right. And if he ever did, he's a police officer. Even if he's sitting there chewing bubble gum with some jeans and t-shirt on, if he tell you some shit and you ask him, you a cop, right? Tell me that I'm not breaking the law about this tent, and you say that tent is not illegal, you should be held accountable for that because you're a cop. You should know.
Right. You're a
You're
professional.
off duty. So with that, Lenon, you fucked up your expertise.
Exactly.
Now with you,
Marianne.
Oh Lord have mercy. Where you fucked up is you didn't have to do any of this. You could have just said, you could have got on that video and said, got my money, y'all, and left it at that.
Facts.
And moved on. What you did on that park bench that day is you said, family, this is exactly what you did. It was 68,000 I think about, like, you didn't know, like, if you got a check for 660, if you got that money, you would remember that shit and tattooed on your arm. That's 68 bank.
Why haven't any proof? Why haven't you showed proof to debunk according allegedly lies that Lenon said? Why haven't you debunked that?
Yet, boy.
No, I just wanted to throw that in there. Marianne, why?
See, here's the thing. You have to prove he lied. Yeah, okay. Because, we got to get into this. Retractions. Because as a member of the press, when it comes to First Amendment speech, there is a such thing as retraction. Okay? So you guys can research this information, research the First Amendment, how retractions work. But in a legal sense, retraction is the act of taking back or disavowing a defamatory statement made about an individual or a group that is false, incorrect, or invalid. So even if Lenon Honor said it was verified, he provided a full retraction and correction. And there is a difference between, as a journalist, an error. Good faith versus bad faith errors. That goes back to intent. Was he intentionally trying to report or purport a fraudulent scheme? Because if he were intentionally trying to do that, then he would not have done a retraction. See, there's a great difference in how he handled this whole thing versus how MALware handled it. MALware doubled down and then posted up a second fraudulent check, according to Manny, because, he's using the word fraud. So we're going to go with that. Lenon Honor did a full retraction with an apology. And you actually have retraction laws that exist. But any good journalist that understands, okay, this was not intentional, that I'm trying to report on something that seems to be fraudulent or forged or fake. So let me give a retraction to this. That can help mitigate damages and liability. And there are a lot of protections that journalists, members of the press, news outlets are afforded under the First Amendment, even if you make a good faith error. So you port this information, you did it in good faith. There was no malice or intent behind it. You weren't trying to purport some sort of fraudulent scheme intentionally. And when you received information to help debunk your original reporting, you retracted it with an apology and corrected the record. How do you think that will play out in court versus what MALware did? Many states have retraction statutes that can reduce liability for incorrect defamatory statements. 33 states have retraction statutes. Some statutes apply only to statements that were made in good faith. Some states' laws apply only to newspapers, while others apply only to media defendants. Measures also vary considerably in the time period within a retraction must be issued, ranging from 48 hours to 3 weeks, based on the laws in your state. A retraction can be full and effective. Many states, defendants, I'm just kind of skimming over y'all, but I'll drop the link to this. Let me drop the link so that people can understand, in the world of journalism. MALware says she was in literature world. So in journalism world, this is a thing you can do. God. Hi, Bougie. How you doing? Hi, Angie. How all of you all doing? I want to get to the supers in a minute. I just want to put this up before we get over to this check fraud forgery thing. That way we don't have to worry about losing too many brain cells listening to this. Oh my God, y'all. Because you have people out here that are just hammering in Lenon Honor like he broke the law. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. So, under the Tennessee statute, for example, a media defendant cannot be held liable for punitive damages if the defendant properly complies with the law. Other states, Pennsylvania, for example, do not have a specific retraction statute, but provide for the concept in their common law. You provide a retraction to the information you've reported, even if it was a good faith error, even in him saying, oh, it was verified. That retraction speaks volumes. Plus, he never handled this thing. He didn't come up with the story about a lawsuit. He never stated that he tried to cash it with a bank. And as a part of his retraction, he took it to a bank to have someone review it to verify its authenticity and called the number at the bottom with the disclaimer statement. Please explain to me why MALware couldn't read the bottom and see the same damn statement when she took time to cut out those white pieces of paper to put over this so-called mailer and stated that she took it to a damn bank and tried to cash it. Why would you do that? Now, you're not acting in good faith if you say all of that, and then you turn around and double down and try to present another check that isn't real, that you didn't even cash. Redacted to the point where you couldn't verify the authenticity of it in the first damn place. So if there was anything that he said that was absolutely defamatory, explain to me why no one is taking him to court over this. Why would she, once again, not sue the Oompa Loompa for sending her a mailer that wasn't even a real check? If she wasn't trying to perpetuate this fraud, why would she not take action and actually sue Umar Johnson for that? Why would his attorneys, any officer of the court, take your junk mail and give you a real check? So she can take time to read, to put white piece of paper over boxes on it, but couldn't actually manage to look at the bottom of it. Because I'm perplexed by that. And somehow she did nothing wrong. She's the one that said she took it to a bank and deposited it. Now y'all see why I keep saying MALware should have went to jail if she did that. Check fraud laws. Because, we got to go over it. Because he brought up fraud. A check may be a simple scrap of paper, but it carries legal weight. Check fraud can result in time behind bars, as well as personal, professional challenges. Afterwards, someone arrested for this crime, type of crime, should not hesitate to consult a lawyer experienced in white-collar crime cases like these. Let's go down to definitions of check fraud. Vary, but often it involves using a fake check or making out a check for more money than what is in the account. How was this thing, two of them that she posted up, real in any manner? And she purported them to be real while offering no retraction on either of them, including the second one. Let's get this. This is from justia.com. A great source of information. No, malware lied like hell and perpetuated this so-called, as Manny put it, fraud. And wants everyone else to pay the price for it? Hell no. This is one of the reasons why I even myself did a retraction and rendered an apology. Because no one should even have to do that. But why would she make this shit up as well? That goes to speak to her intent. So using a fake check is what she did twice. Oh, man. What happens when you put your foot in your mouth? You can't make this stuff up. I'm going to call my godmother, ask her, can you believe this? What happens when you're doing a retraction? You do a retraction because someone gave you something, said this was a real check and it wasn't. But you retracted it, corrected it, and apologized to your platform 1,000 times. What more can be done here? God. Goodness sake. No, she went further than that. She went beyond just talking about it. She said she took it to a bank. Okay. Elements of check fraud. Misconduct involving checks can take diverse forms. Some of these offenses require a prosecutor to prove that the defendant made or used a fake or falsified check. My Lord. Because, let's say malware went to a bank with that flyer and then tried to deposit it. They would have held her there, asked her some questions while they waited for the police to show up. She would have went to jail. The end, because that's fraud. This may be treated as a type of forgery. Other laws prohibit bad or worthless checks. Bad or worthless checks. We can't even call the first one a check. It was a mailer. These are checks made while knowing that there is not enough money in the bank account to cover the payment or that the check will not be honored. Because no one honors a mailer. No bank honors mailers. Y'all, please don't go to your bank thinking you're going to deposit a mailer from legacy home buyers. They will not honor that. It's not real. And if you go to a bank and intentionally try to cash or deposit what looks like a forged or fraudulent check, you will go to damn jail. Now, this is why I keep saying she didn't go to a damn bank. She would be in jail. Malware would be in damn jail. She would be in jail. She would have been charged with, at the very least, check fraud. Because she didn't create it. Lord knows she redacted the hell out of it. To the point where it was almost unverifiable. But she didn't create it. But she did try to utilize it as a financial instrument to take to a bank to cash or deposit with the intent to defraud a bank in cashing or depositing a check that was not a real check. Ain't God good? Because, we can just Google it, research, and read information. And yet, she's the one sending all of us copyright strikes. My Lord. You can't make this up. Oh, all because she said that he told her to do it. She said Manny told her to do it. Whoo, child. Yeah, I just love reading. I love reading. Yeah. So statutes have to require an intent to defraud. Y'all remember when I was talking about intent? Yeah, so saying over and over again that you got a check, they gave you a check. Loan sharks, Patrick Bishop, over and over, doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down, does not show that you are saying this in error, especially not in good faith. Changing up the story to fit some dumb moot point in narrative that still makes no sense does not show that you're doing this all by accident. No. That speaks to intent. Because you're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on this. And every time you give a version of this, somehow there's still a fraudulent check at the end of the day being cashed and or cleared by a bank. And you got the money, you got paid. Now, if she were in court, she would have to prove it. And more than likely, if it was from, like an investigatory agency, like the feds or something, they would have gotten her bank statements. First thing they would have tried to see if there was ever any deposit into her account for that amount or anything close to it. But you would think she would want to validate that theory by providing evidence, right? She even went out her way to record herself going to what she perceived to be a bank with lime green paint on the walls. You hear the lady say something about a bank statement, and yet we never saw that. All of that speaks to intent. What was your motive with this? What point were you trying to prove? Because right now, the intent looks like you were purposefully trying to deceive the public in believing that you received this check and deposited. And you cashed and cleared it with a bank. Unbelievable. Not one time did you retract. Not one time did you come back and say, none of that is true. You even lied about a lawsuit and a legal settlement being involved. You claimed that he had loan sharks, but never named a company, no evidence or proof of that. So, contrary to the belief of what anyone, you want to say Lenon lied, you have to prove that he violated the law. If you're going to sit here and talk about fraud, you have to prove that what he did was intentional. And you would have to have direct evidence. Can't be on your theory and your opinion. No one cares. Facts don't care about your feelings. Neither does a judge and jury. So since Manny is using the word fraud, we're going with that, and that's what we're looking up. And yeah, he's supposed to be taking her side. Can't make this up. Chabu. So, seeing that, of course, in many, many states, proving fraud, you have to prove intent to defraud or a similar mental state. In other words, the defendant must have sought to get something of value through their deception. Yeah, because saying over and over and over again, you got the money, does not prove that you're saying this stuff by accident. Example of check fraud. Bill steals a check from a mailbox and uses chemicals to remove the ink on it. That's an example of it. Offenses related to check fraud. This could include forgery, making or using a false or fraudulent document with legal significance, larceny, the generic form of theft involving taking someone else's property with the intent to deprive them of it, credit card fraud. Perhaps the defendant used a fake credit card rather than a fake check to get something of value. The definitions of these crimes may overlap in many states. A local attorney can explain exactly what a prosecutor needs to prove under a particular statute. Then you have defenses to check fraud. I'm not reading that out because it's going to give her an idea. Penalties for check fraud. You can go to jail and be fined. And depending on what state you in, it depends on how long you can be there. Depending on the charges, the severity, and the level of the offense, that determines what the consequence will be. So I'll let you all read that. I dropped the article for it on Justia. I mean, it's a Google search. So just people understand the information here. Yeah, no, you have to prove Lenon Honor, aiding in fraudulent activity. Good luck to that. Can't make this stuff up. Jay Witt, you still hanging in there with me, honey? He said, no, I'm too smart to watch this. No, don't leave me with the babies. I'm just kidding. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I know this is a hard watch, but I just had to just show y'all this information from this. Because this is, believe it or not, this is the mentality of a lot of people, where they're almost holding Lenon to the fire as if he broke the law. Like he was there standing next to MALware, helping her deposit this damn fraudulent ass mailer purported as a check. And then she turns around and shows us something else, calling it a check, knowing damn well it wasn't. It was not the check given to her from anybody. And she's the one sitting here trying to get some value out of this. No one told her to make this dumb shit up. She chose to do that. And double, triple, quadruple down on it. If I report on something and turns out the information was not correct, I have to retract it. That's my journalistic integrity. But if you don't fully understand how the First Amendment works when it comes to members of the press, you will not understand the many, many protections we're afforded.
I'm cooking and he just keep coming in the kitchen, ain't it?
My bad. I just my bad. I'm sorry.
He in the kitchen, ain't it? He keep coming with this. That smells good, don't it? No, wait till it's done.
Oh, man.
Right? Now, Marianne, she fucked up right there. That's fuck up number one.
Hey, Chris,
fuck up number two was saying, I'm going to send this check to Lenon Honor.
Facts.
And then I'm going to go live with it. And I'm going to show y'all motherfuckers. Y'all think, she talking shit. Y'all said, because y'all want to talk all crazy to me. Let me go over here real quick and show you. Got on Lenon Honor shit. Now, Lenon Honor being the goofy that he was for Umar, anything Umar, the same way I was with music. A dude could walk up to me with music and say, man, I can sign you right now. And I would have been like, yo, I'm
like, do you really feel this way? Alan, where has he been? It's been a month. It's been a month. This is, and I wanted to see the live stream from Rim, because I was told that, Manny, you hopped around on channels trying to take over and change the platform and all that. This is the start of him siding with MALware. God, you're saying they're both wrong. No. She did this intentionally. And she's the one that had this thing in her possession. Gave it to some loan sharks. Somehow she got it back. Took it to Patrick Bishop at a police station. And then posted up something else different saying, well, this is the real check. And it was not a real check. Oh, and it was redacted to the point where you couldn't verify if you wanted to. So what are you to do with that? That last thing she posted up was so heavily redacted, you couldn't verify it if you wanted to. But she's intentionally doing this stuff. You deceiving the public at it, pissing us all off and giving us all a headache. And for what? Because, it was funny reporting on it until she started hitting us with copyright strikes like she did not break the law somehow. Can't make this up. And this is not according to me. This is according to Manny. He's the one looking up information about fraud. Now, he's thinking because you're cybersecurity, you're supposed to know fraud. Oh, you're never supposed to make an error with that. Forget that bad faith error. Nope. But didn't have all that smoke from MALware showing yet another so-called check that was so heavily redacted, you couldn't verify the authenticity of it, even if you wanted to, because it had no information on there other than her name written out in what looked like a sixth grader's handwriting and the amount, and that's it. How do you verify that? How do you vet that shit? Let's be logical here. If we have to put what she posted up in front of a jury, how would you go about vetting that? I'm gonna pull it up. Not that I really want to, because I don't want to give her a view. But I want the point to hammer home. How would you go about vetting this thing that she posted up? when it's heavily redacted. God, I don't even want to have to give her this damn view. But you talk about vetting and verifying information. I want to know exactly how feasible is that to happen when this is what she showed, and all you see is what, 1 or 2 boxes? Oh God, when did she show this? What's the timestamp? Fuck's sake.
There's one channel that will not get a pass. There was one channel, that channel member, my lot to my father, he walked in the Bank of America. My fake, what took place will never happen again. You guys have been entertained by me. You guys, me, and I had the response that I got.
I'm trying to just get to that part. Anyone know the timestamp?
I am sincerely remorseful what took place. That check that circulated on YouTube, I should have stepped in and did the right thing at the time when I had the opportunity to. I didn't. This is the check that should have circulated.
How are you supposed to vet this? How will one go about vetting that to verify its authenticity? All you see is a name. Here's a check number, the amount, dollar bank. Nothing else. One would look at this and say, this shit can't be real. Plus, there's no evidence that it was cashed or cleared because it would have transaction details all over it. I've done a whole live on this and pulled up what a cashed tendered check would look like if it was cashed and cleared with a bank. It would have transaction details, the date, time stamp. It would have a lot of information on the side, above and below it, and definitely on the back. This is absolutely blank. A black and white photocopy of this. How do you go about vetting this shit? Explain it to me. How would one go about vetting this? Explain to me as an independent journalist. If I wanted to vet this, how exactly would I with the limited information I have on it? Help me out. Because why would you vet out information that could be used to help verify the authenticity of it? Why was it not cashed and cleared? It's been since last year, September, October, something. She said this is the real one that was cashed and cleared. She said it was cashed and cleared already. Why don't we see transaction details? So how would an independent journalist, myself, Lenon, or anybody, go about vetting and verifying this thing? How would we do that? Because, I mean, I could take it to a bank. They'll look at this and say, we don't know if this is real or not. It certainly has not been cashed. So us looking at this, I mean, we could just say it's not real. But she wants us to believe that this is real. This is an authentic, verified, cash-cleared check. And she wants us to believe this intentionally. Like she's not, this isn't an accident. Oh, I made a mistake. This is an accident. I didn't mean to post any of this shit up. No. This is what the second iteration and the fourth variation of this story, where the epigenesis of this was starting with the lawsuit, to which there are no court documents for that either. How will one go about verifying this? Because, you know, many thinks that we can go and vet and verify. If you have a cybersecurity degree, you should know it for reasons, even though you're not a bank. So either he's saying she lied and he's calling her a fraud, or somehow he's going to tell us how to verify these things, even though we're working with limited information on this. Oh, my God. You all see how you can be stuck between a rock and a hard place with this? It's like a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. So when we look at this, I can look at this and say it's fraudulent. I'm not even going to go there. You know, she's the one sitting here purporting this to be a real authentic check. We've already looked up the legal definition of fraud. And she is intentionally doing this. This is not something she did by mere accident. This is something she's been doubling down on for over a month. So how would I verify and vet this to be true when everything's redacted? Because, you know, I'm not a bank. I don't have a bank in my house. I don't work in a bank. I don't work for a bank. How would I vet this to be true? She been trolling since day one with this bullshit. And yet, somehow, Lenon Honor is still taking strays. Not saying from Blacklight, but I'm just saying in general. Because you have a lot of people that just can't stand his guts. I can't stand liars. That's what I don't like. This isn't about hatred towards her. It's about the fact that she lied. And she's doing this on purpose. She's doing this intentionally. This isn't by some mere accident. And she's showing a complete reckless disregard of the truth. Because she's not telling us the truth. And we have no way to vet and verify this to be true, to be authentic. It clearly does not have any transaction details on it, because we could just Google what a check looks like if it were cashed and cleared by a bank. The information you will see is missing here. And from what we should be able to see to verify its authenticity is redacted out in black on this black and white photocopy of a check. What she's purporting to be a check. Now, seeing that this was handwritten out, and we're going back to fraud here. If you use a fake or falsified check, that can be seen as forgery. An investigator would not be wrong for asking if she forged this, based on just a flat out simple definition of it. And somehow, Lenon Honor knew all this with no evidence, no proof from anybody. It's fucking ridiculous. And she still is not getting hit with the accountability she should be from the same people that he claims is in his age group. You can't make this up. We're going on what a fake or falsified check is defined to be. It's called forgery. So how would this not be categorized as such? Because, you know, Manny said fraud first. So we're going with that. How would this not be fraud? How would this not be forgery? Someone wrote this out. Handwritten. It wasn't typed or printed. It didn't come from a law firm or anything. How do we know this is not a Word document? She typed up, put Dollar Bank down there in the same font, or got their logo and just copy and pasted on it. Printed out a template and then wrote this out. What if it were never a check that she copied? Once again, forgery. But Lenon's the bad guy. How? He didn't do this. I don't think this is Lenon on his handwriting. Lenon, if you're listening, did you did you write this out? You put little hearts above the letter I. How does this go? Oh, this is hilarious. God. No. They're just hanging Lenon's honor to a cross. He didn't write this shit. Lenon, if I find out you got one of your kids to write this out, I'm gonna be so mad at you. Y'all, did the dog write this? Maybe the dog knows how to write. Who knows? Where's Buster? MALware. You know I've said it a few times in videos to produce this dog. Where is Buster the dog? I would rather just see a video of him walking around outside, playing with a bone or something, that would be more entertaining than this BS you're offering us at this point. Shame on you for boring us to death and then hitting us with copyright strikes. Unbelievable. Angie says a ransom letter. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, we got to get an image on that one. Oh, MALware holding somebody at ransom. MALware holding the check at ransom, y'all. The live check is being held ransom in MALware's basement with the winery. Y'all, she holding the live check hostage. Somebody call Cleveland PD. Hello, 911. I want to report this. I need to report a crime. Yeah, this is a lady named Lorient. She's holding a live check hostage in her basement. It's down there with 2 wine cellars and 3 glasses of wine and a whole closet of bottle of wines. It's red reef wine. Yeah, I've seen the bottle of it. It's something else. She said they're all sweet. You can't miss it. You'll smell it before you get there. Hurry up. You got to rescue that live check up out of it. The check is still alive. It's still live. Okay? Go get it. It'll have 68,600.00. Can y'all please go rescue and get the dog as well? Why you? How dare you hold that check hostage with the dog? Y'all, the dog had been barking all this time. Oh, Buster, we're so sorry. We should have paid more attention to you than your owner, than your human. Buster, if you're listening, your human has effed up royally, okay? We apologize to you, buddy. We heard the barks. We just didn't know what was happening at the time. Oh, this is priceless. Oh, MALware. Oh, you and this dumb fake check. Girl, bye. All this forgery going on. Then she holding a live check hostage. Yo, he go. Release the live check. Hello, ma'am. We know you're in there. Can you release the live check, please? And the dog. We have reports that you're holding the dog in. Please allow the dog to bark if he's okay. Please let the dog bark so we can ensure it's okay. His safety is our concern. We heard you did some check fraud. Girl, you going to jail. Oh, good Lord. Oh my God, y'all. What's the episode with the dog? Oh, they did a video about the dog. It wasn't her, Dr. Nene. Is it him or with Dr. Nene? Y'all, the dog. It's so cute as well. You just can't make this up. Was it here with Dr. Nene? It was in Oh Lord. It was in there. It was in the miniseries. Is Miss Coco here? Did y'all do the video, or was it Dr. Nene that did the video showing us the dog barking and stuff, trying to warn? Oh my God. That must have been Dr. Nene. Oh, let's go there. Y'all, Dr. Nene is awesome. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, please tell me it's going to come up. Umar Johnson. Let me see if it come up on the Umar Johnson. One of them have a funny ass video clip with the dog in the background. Oh my God! Hold on. I'm trying to get to her. Her channel. Okay. She was sitting talking and the dog was barking. Y'all, where is that? Lord have mercy. I don't want to see that one. Did I? Oh man, they had it in their mini series. Oh God. Oh Lord. Y'all, do y'all know what it was? That MCB? It's on Coco's channel. Why can't we watch Coco instead? That's what we trying to do. I'm trying to find the. It was a video. It was like a satire video of the dog barking in the background. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh, okay. I can't find it. All right, let's go back. Oh, child. All right, y'all. Shout out to Coco. Yeah, he did some fantastic stuff. I think we went through the miniseries. We went through the miniseries or whatnot. This is it. Here it is.
Oh, and the funny thing is, it really.
This is it right here. Oh my God, y'all look at this dog. How cute! Oh, all right, y'all hit the 4 if you could hear.
Oh, and the funny thing is, it really wasn't even a big deal. I just smiled and they let me go. So, about the court case everybody keeps asking about. Here's the scoop. They cleared me of everything completely. In fact, the judge handed me the gavel as a souvenir because he had to leave early to chase a runaway blimp.
The thing nobody tells you about going to court is how many flamingos there might be, for real. So I show up, and wouldn't you know it, the judge...
Yo! Ma'am, release the dog. Give us his collar. What's his name? Buster? Come on, Buster. Come on, boy. Come, boy. We got a doggy treat. We got to learn about that house, y'all. Oh, my good Lord. Y'all, this is too funny. Look at this dog. How dare you ignore this dog, MALware? Tell us if he's alive.
Let me go. So, about the court case everybody keeps asking about. Here's the scoop. They cleared me of everything completely. In fact, the judge handed me the gavel as a souvenir because he had to leave early to chase a runaway blimp.
The thing nobody tells you about going to court is how many flamingos there might be, for real. So I show up, and wouldn't you know it, the judge remembers I once taught him to waltz out of a bird stampede? Yeah, flamingos everywhere. And he says, I can't be impartial, Mary.
Oh, that's such a thumbnail. Oh, that thumbnail is going to be hard. This is it. I'm snipping it. Oh, this is a thumbnail. This is a thumbnail. This is all. Listen, sometimes 3 words is all you need. And a dog flying a plane. Oh, my God. Y'all, this dog is adorable. MALware, you just gonna leave us hanging on the health of this dog? Is this dog alive? That dog better be alive and untouched. Do you understand me? By the hairs on your chinny chin, I promise you, MALware. Animal control will be at your house if something's wrong with that dog.
Yeah, flamingos everywhere. And he says, I can't be impartial. Mary Ann saved my life, so he's got to recuse himself.
You're a good dog, Buster. When your dog is more popular than you, you can make this All right, y'all. I just wanted to Check that out. Y'all, this is fun. Oh, we're going to go live tomorrow. And we got Panda Press for 3 hours. That's going to be good. So it's a watch party. He did a whole, just like an investigatory piece, analysis, breakdown on the Oompa Loompa. Oh, man. I just so happened to catch that video. And they said he went over there, Manny went over there to Black Light. And I was like, well, I haven't seen any episodes with him in it. And I just started watching this. I said, you know, I'm going to do a reaction right now. Oh, Lord Jesus. Everybody entitled to their opinion. But Lenon did not violate a law or forge a check. The end. It's that simple. Shout out to Buster the Dog. Thank y'all. Let me get the supers in. Oh, this was fun. Miss Independent is a member for 3 months. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you for your support. Rosetta, shout out to you. Hi, LLC, everyone in the chat. Happy Friday. Oh, this was a load of fun. Miss Independent with the 199 super. Mal intentionally acted with pre-planned malice. Mal, it's you proved it 10 in all your videos. You can make this up. Laurie has been a member with us for 2 months. Honey Ninja got this JD from Open AI University. Laurie with the $5 super. Just admit the Mal is a bad actor liar. That's a lot of words to say Mal is wrong. Hashtag rent money. Thank you so much, honey. Yeah, MALware says, I'm tired of paying her damn rent. MALware, until you do right by me and Buster. You give me proof of life with that dog. You want me to leave you alone? And we can stop laughing at you and laugh at something else. Show some sign of life with the dog. That's all we want. To the sea turtle it is. She doesn't care about comedy or free speech or anything. Whatever. Rosetta gifted 5 LLCs. Memberships. Thank you so much, honey, for the support. Y'all, my brother Jay Witt up in here. Jay Witt, you still hanging out with me, honey. We about to end. Deacon like, I'm tired and I'm too smart for this. Oh, deflector shields activated. Take my $10. Take my money to stop the stream. Jay Witt. Take my money to stop the stream. What in the actual world are these men talking about? I got to go put on my beard bonnet. Good night, grace and peace. Much love to you. We love you, Jay Witt. Y'all, that's my big brother. Enterprise Entertainment came up in here with the $5 super. Thank you so much. Lenon made a trusting mistake, admitted to it, retracted the statements, and wiped his hands of her. What is their damn point? Hashtag clowns with mics. I hadn't seen it. I just hadn't seen it. And I haven't heard from Black Light. I don't have any issues with Black Light. Is his name Murph? I don't have any issues with you, honey. It's the Manny one. Because he's the one that sent our videos to MALware to send out these false ass copyright strikes. And I don't know if Murph got any or not, but would explain a lot if he didn't. Sometimes people just disagree, but it doesn't mean that you should stifle free speech and hit them with copyright strikes that are false and bogus when you cannot define fraud or forgery. This is unbelievable. The amount of heat that you're willing to deliver towards Lenon, but not to MALware, while you still fail to give the actual definition of fraud. Can't make this stuff up, man. So yes, that was it was like a month old, right? That's why I don't have any issues with Murph. I don't have any interactions with him. Have nothing against him. He had the right to have his opinion at the time. But who knew it would be followed up with Manny with all this bad faith of the false copyright strikes and you telling MALware to do all this. And she came out in the video and threw you under the bus. And yet you couldn't just say she lied like hell. I don't even know why she thought it was a good idea. That's the difference. But somehow I guess people in that age range is not supposed to know better. You can't make this up. Oh, child. Thank you so much for the $5 super. Let's see here. Enterprise with another 5. At the end of the day, Umoist is the enemy, which is factual info and statements are the most critical to taking him down. Malware's actions causes. Yep, it did, and it was distracting from what we should have been doing, and that's ensuring that people are at least aware of what Oompa Loompa's intentions are. That's why I cannot watch any more of his interviews unless he says or does something that is just noteworthy. All he's doing is repeating himself, damn self, and I can't take it because he keeps lying about FDMG. And then he talks about how no one else is building institutions when his ass built nothing either. Nor can he provide proof he bought a building in his name. So I don't give a damn. Like he says the same stuff. And then he talks about why black people shouldn't be with white people and shows his racism. Something Ifatunde Oguni going the end. I would rather watch Panda Press go in for 3 hours, at least 2 hours and 48 minutes, and give factual information with receipts and documentation than to watch any interview of the Oompa Loompa lying still about a school he will not open, that will not pass inspection, that will not be insured, that he can't even create a damn website for. There is no school website. Still, to this very day, there's no school website. You think he would have someone do that by now? As many times as he's heard me say this. No school website. But he want to knuck if you buck because he thinks everyone should be building a school. What the hell is wrong with you? Some people are just meant to be doctors and lawyers. But that's how ridiculous he is. All to avoid accountability and to prevent having to show how he spent other people's money on Little Debbie snack cakes and ginger ale. You can't make this up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you're absolutely on point with that, Enterprise. So tomorrow, that's what we're going to be doing. Checking out Panda Press. Thank you so much for the 5. Use the 225 with the 199. If you saw Maul in public, what would you do? I'll avoid her at all costs. I ain't got time for that. If I saw her in public, that means she went out her way to see me in public. Then I'd be wondering how the hell she know where I am. Because, I think that's why she did those false copyright strikes. She wanted to get our personal information. Ma, you thought you were saying something by saying that somebody will send you information on us. I wish the hell you would dock somebody. You already putting up forged checks. And that's not something, no one needs to even make a threat like that. Say you got information on people. When you're the one telling on yourself in videos, you can't make this up. She told on herself. Yeah, let me put this forged check up with some child's handwriting on it. Oh, Lord. We're still waiting on Buster to come up and surface. Can't make this up. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. We've had fun. I'm also tired to confront you. Probably. Child. I know I would go live if she tried any funny stunts. Oh, yeah. And considering the fact that she doesn't care about getting in the face of a whole elected official, because we all seen the videos on Marshall Fudge, and she disrespects a judge in a court of law, it wouldn't matter if she saw me and she wanted to sit here and try to knuckle you buck. I will be forced to defend myself, and defend myself at all costs. I shall. And it will be live streamed. Then, Ma, you would go to jail. Girl, can't make this stuff up. Long shark. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you all. Y'all be good. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Tune in if you can for the Panda Press viewing at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And until then, you guys have a good evening. Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.